What do you get when you take a 1980s classic arcade video game and turn it into a movie? Watch this and let's find out. Hey everybody, it's the 13th Wolfman, and you know what? Well, I went out and I saw Rampage today. Yeah, Rampage. Dwayne Johnson, Naomi Harris, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and a giant white gorilla. And don't forget, the wolf flies. I'm not giving anything away that's been in the commercials for a while now. So I saw this movie. You know, this is a game. This is a video game that was in the arcades back when I was a teenager, and I played the holy hell out of this game. This was a fun game because you would pick one of three characters to play: George, Ralph, and I think the other one was Izzy, because he was supposed to be a giant lizard, so it was like Izzy the lizard. And the whole idea of the game was, so if you play George the monkey or Ralph the wolf, you go into town and you beat the hell out of the city and knock as many buildings down as you can in a set amount of time. You know, that was the idea. It's like when I heard that they were making Rampage, I'm like, how do you take that idea and turn it into a video game, or turn that video game into a movie? And they did a good job with it. They could have called this movie anything, and it would have been great. You know, it would have been fine. I mean, when beastly worlds collide, A Tale of a Lost City, you know, anything would have been fine. But I'm not complaining. I'm just saying this is far from being the video game that we know. Let's put it that way. Dwayne Johnson plays a primatologist that works at the San Diego Zoo, who is good friends with George, an average size albino gorilla that knows sign language. And you see that they have a bond, a friendship, you know, with the way they treat one another, and George likes to joke around, you know. And that's you know, that's Dwayne Johnson's character. And then you bring in some scientific elements and bad things start happening. I don't want to say too much about what happens. I want you to see this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. Is this a great movie? It's not A Quiet Place. You know, to me, A Quiet Place was a 4 chainsaw movie, no problem. This would be a 3 1/4 chainsaws for me, and I believe Mama Wolf said it would be a 3.5 chainsaws for her out of 4. So I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's a fun movie. It's got a lot of good elements to it. I know a lot of people are going to get you know, distracted with the CGI, but give me a break. How do you make this movie without using CGI? I mean, yeah, you could throw a couple of guys in rubber monster suits, you know, and have them squash the world like it's Little Tokyo in Godzilla from 1954, but that would look just as cheesy as if you'd use CGI. So I look past that. The CGI doesn't bother me. It actually looks pretty decent, and but yeah, it's a good time. It's just it's weird. It's almost like they took the idea of the movie Earthquake and King Kong and All Monsters Die and said, here you go. Let's throw all these elements together and make one movie, and we'll throw Dwayne Johnson in the middle of it, you know, because he's a draw. I'll tell you right now, that guy's never going back to wrestling again. He might go back and wrestle once or twice, you know, as a guest spot, but he's got a life now in the movies. You know, and as Mama Wolf says, he's got a really good smile. Yeah. It's a fun, like I said, it's a fun movie. Naomi Harris does a great job. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is always on par and on the mark with his acting. I really like the way he brings his character is a interesting cowboy-esque type government agent person, you know. And when I say cowboy-esque, once you see the movie, you'll understand that dynamic. So yeah, like I said, it's 3 1/4 chainsaws for me. It's 3 1/2 chainsaws for Mama Wolf. I say check the movie out. But yeah, it's a good time. And nothing else I could say about it. I don't know if they could ever do a sequel to it, but I do know that it's, you know, it's not impossible. Let's put it that way. So always like, subscribe, share, and comment. I always want to know what you have to say. And with that, I'm the 13th Wolfman, and of course, I'm on the prowl.